Annyeonghaseyo to each and every one of you. In today's video, I wanted to do a very simple video for all of you, and this is how I grew up eating instant noodles. So I'll be showing you the type of instant noodles I grew up eating and how we like to cook them. It's going to be a very simple video, so hopefully you can give it a go if you still love instant noodles. Other than that, do let me know what kind of instant noodles you grew up eating and what you like to eat nowadays. I would love to know. Other than that, let's just get to it and show you some of my childhood instant noodle recipes. Let's go. So these are the instant noodles that I grew up eating. I grew up eating Maruchan, Mamy noodles, and then Sapporo Ichiban. Mamy noodle is a staple in our family. Usually the tom yum or pork flavor is the most popular one in our family. I also grew up eating Mamy noodles as well, and also YY, but I low-key like to eat these uncooked. But in today's video, I'll just be showing you the Maruchan, Mama, Sapporo Ichiban, and Mamy noodle version. So for the Maruchan instant noodle, I do like to use the shrimp flavor one. I grew up eating this flavor, so we're going to be using 1 pack of this today. And this recipe is how my mom made it for us as kids. To the noodles, we're going to be adding some fresh lime and some fresh bean sprouts, creamy peanut butter, and some ground chili and fried garlic. And this is the one that we grew up using. You can find this at any local Asian grocery store, or you can use any type of chili oil crisp of your liking. Very simple. We're going to add hot water to the noodles. Close this and let this sit for about 3 minutes. As the noodle is cooking, let's go ahead and put our ingredients into the bowl. Let's start with the ground chili and fried garlic. This is what it looks like. I'm going to start with about a teaspoon. I can add more later if I want to. And around a teaspoon of creamy peanut butter. You can add more or less depending on you. Some fresh lime juice. This is roughly around 1 tablespoon. I do like mine a little bit sour. And some bean sprouts. You can add as much as you want. Once the noodles are cooked, pour this straight into the bowl. Give this a really good stir until the creamy peanut butter is melted all the way through with the broth. And this is it. Enjoy it while it's still hot. The bean sprouts are so crispy. The broth is super spicy, sour, and really creamy from the peanut butter. It goes really well with each other. If you love a little bit of texture, spiciness, sourness, creaminess, give this one a try. The next one is with Maruchan beef flavor packet here. For this recipe, you'll need 1 pack of the beef flavor instant noodle. Vegetables of your choice. I'm using greens and carrots. You can use any type of greens you like. You can use mustard greens, stir-fried greens, bok choy, cabbage, really up to you. Adding some eggs and sriracha sauce. And this version is actually going to be stir-fried. This is how my grandma cooked it for us as kids, and so I'll be showing you how to do the stir-fry version. So in a pot, bring some water to a boil, and we're going to go straight in with the noodles. Give this a really good stir to break apart the noodles and allow this to cook for about 1 minute. After a minute, we're going to go straight in with our vegetables. Stir this around and just let it cook for about 30 seconds just to wilt the vegetables. Since I cut the carrots pretty thin, it's going to cook very fast. So after about 2.5 minutes, we're going to go ahead and drain this. While that's draining in a pot, we're going to add in about a tablespoon of oil and your 2 eggs. Cook the eggs to your liking. It's going to take a couple seconds to cook. And then we'll go straight in with the noodles and vegetables. Add in your seasoning packet. And as much sriracha sauce as you like. Give this a stir and just let this cook for about 30 seconds and then we are done. I also grew up eating this with sliced hot dog. You can add onions to this, really up to you. But this is how I grew up eating the Maruchan beef flavor packet here. The next one is going to be the classic Mama noodles. Now, Mama noodles has been a staple in our family for a long time, and the two that we love the most is the tom yum flavor one and the pork flavor one. So the recipe is pretty much the same for these 2 packets. I'm going to be using 1 packet of your favorite Mama noodle and just 2 eggs. Very simple. In a pot, we're going to add in 1.5 cups of water and bring it to a boil. While that's boiling, place your noodles into a bowl along with all the seasonings. And once the water has come to a boil, go ahead and just crack 2 eggs in there. I do like to break the yolk apart just a tad bit. And just let this cook for about 30 seconds and then we are good. Transfer this over the noodles. Cover this and allow this to sit for about 3 minutes. After 3 minutes, this is pretty much ready. Give this a really good stir and enjoy this while it's still hot. The noodles are texturally one of my favorites. It's a little bit bouncy. It's very, very delicious. It goes really well with just the simplicity of the boiled eggs. Now this recipe is also amazing with the shrimp creamy tom yum flavor as well. And then you'll do the same with the pork flavor Mama noodles as well. This one's probably one of my favorite Mama noodle flavor. It's very simple and super flavorful and amazing and comforting to have on a cold day. The next one is the classic Mamy noodles. So this one is actually one of my mom's favorite noodles that she loved to cook for us as kids. And usually she likes to eat noodles pretty plain and simple. So for this one, all you need is a pack of Mamy noodles, lots of fresh herbs, and any type of greens. We're just using greens from our garden, very simple jeonjo, and that's pretty much it. So we're going to place the noodles straight into a bowl along with all of the seasonings. And for the herbs, we're adding fresh mint from our garden. My mom loves to add fresh mint and some green onions and cilantro. So once everything's into the bowl in a pot, we're going to add in 1.5 cups of water and we're going to bring this to a boil. And then we're going to go straight in with our greens. Just cook this for about 30 seconds and then we are ready to pour this over the noodles and the herbs. Let's cover this and let this sit for about 3 minutes. After 3 minutes, give this a really good stir and we are pretty much done. Now my mom loves to just eat it really simple and plain like this, but you can add other proteins. You can add lime juice in there as well, some bean sprouts, really up to you. But this is how I grew up eating it. It's very herbaceous and pretty clean and simple, and I still love it till this day. So the last one is going to be the Sapporo Ichiban chow mein version. So it's pretty straightforward. You can follow the directions in the back here, but I'll show you how I like to do it. All you need is a pack of the noodles, any type of your favorite vegetables. Today I'm using cabbage and sliced onions, 2 eggs, and some Kewpie mayonnaise. We're going to place the noodles into a bowl and we're going to add in hot boiling water just to cover. Cover this and allow this to sit for about 3 minutes. While the noodles are cooking in a really good non-stick pot, we're going to add in about a tablespoon of oil along with the cabbage and sliced onions. Just cook this for about 30 seconds to a minute. I do like the vegetables to still be a little bit crunchy. After you cook the vegetables to your liking, we're going to move this to the side and then drop in 2 eggs. I do like to sprinkle a little bit of salt over the eggs and just cook the eggs to your liking. Everything goes by really quick. So once this is all cooked, we're going to go ahead and drain your noodles. And add your noodles straight into the eggs and vegetables. So this noodle comes with 2 packs of seasoning. One is seaweed and the other one is the soup base. We're gonna add in the soup base one here and save the seaweed for later. Give this a really good stir and just cook this for about 30 seconds to a minute until everything is nice and mixed and incorporated. And then we are pretty much done. So as mentioned in the back, you can add other vegetables and protein to your liking as well. So we're gonna go ahead and plate this and finish it off with some Kewpie mayonnaise. You can add as much as you want. I do like to do a little drizzle over the top. And we're gonna finish it off with the dried seaweed. And that's pretty much it. Give this a really good stir and enjoy this while it's still fresh and hot. If you want this to be a little bit spicier, you can definitely add some chili oil crisp in there, which I love to add. This is my homemade one. I do have a recipe for this if you wanna see how it's made. I'll put the link down below. But I do love to add a little bit of this to the top just to give it a little bit of kick. And that's pretty much it. So I hope you enjoy seeing a little bit of how I grew up eating instant noodles. Do give these recipes a try if you still love instant noodles till this day. Let me know how you grew up eating instant noodles because I am super curious. Until then, I will see you in my next video.